Cool. Amazing. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to meet you today. My name is Mario Rodriguez, Mexico chapter leader Condena. So, today we're going to present the news Veracity Validator LATAM Phase 1. Uh, as per my conditions, Maria from Somos NLPM joined us today to be representative and the one that supports us to organize this and so on. Maria, it's a pleasure to meet you today.
Hi, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's also a pleasure to be here.
Amazing, Maria. Do you have any words before we begin the session?
Yeah, sure. So, first, yeah, again, thank you for having me. And I wanted to say a few words about what we do at Somos NLP. So, Somos NLP is the largest international network of Spanish speaking students, professionals, and researchers democratizing NLP in Spanish. And we do this by creating open source resources and educational content. And yeah, we also want to give more visibility to projects that are implemented by our community. So, for example, in events like this one. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Do you want me to also explain what the project is about? No, I guess you're gonna do this, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much, Maria. Uh, Finally, we're going to go ahead and let's present it then. Just do it.
Nice.
Uh, I'll see you there later, Maria. Thank you so much.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
cool. So let me just share my screen. I also will. Just a second, please. Share screen. Cool. Can you see my screen now? Okay, I think that I'm a little bit much. Just a second, please. I'm going to add also one of our mates. Amazing. Cool. Tinsae, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can see the screen also.
Amazing. So let's begin the presentation. So thank you so much for all the other organizations and people that supported us today. Thank you so much to Somos NLP, San Salvador chapter, Colombia chapter, Data Union Latam, Labels, and Google Collaboratory. So let's begin. So today we're going to present this Veracity Validator. Our current participants are Isaac Rodríguez, Tinsae Wondimu, Martin Valdivia, and myself, María Rodríguez. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. So let's begin. So one of the things that has happened regarding the rumors is that we have a lot of news that are supposed to be whether true or fake. And there is a great relation when it comes to rumors that could be possible fake. Let's say that it has a propagation on being spread 100 times more. So this is a pretty serious condition about the rumors. So what could be like the benefits of detecting these rumors on time and so on to detect whether they are coming from fake accounts, they're frauds, limiting the spread, and also help the other people that are misinformed that this is a fake news. So in the previous MVP that we developed, not this current one, leveled about 3,000 news in com- in com- so that later we could develop a little MVP with a model with gradient boost. This was a manual model, so that it was only developed in a certain time amount that was from the first quarter. Sorry, the from 2013 to the first quarter of 2022. So that it was only limited to that amount of time. So that later this could be developed in a sorry, in a Streamlit app and so on, but it didn't have so much relevance today. So we really appreciate the previous collaborator to that made this happen. But then we wanted to make even more, going to the next phase, going and improve this little MVP. So uh, according to the survey that we took from some people, that 10 in total, we got 100% validation of this previous MVP, and they suggested us that we could validate these rumors, that we could see where these news articles and so on came from, and maybe use it as a plugin, so that we went through and make a little proposal about that, to make a dynamic AI model, try to use like a checklist, and the user could suggest, so that this could be really implemented in the proposal and so on. So at the end of the day, this could be visualized like the following. We could see like, let's say that you have a new, and from this article, you could see a certain percentage of validation and have like a little score and some recommendations from this system. Okay, so at the end of the day, this will be followed by a context engine. Okay, so what is this about? If we grab a little new, we can see what's happening on real time, and then try to distribute with all the other information systems and social media and so on. So this could be kind of implemented like in the following, that let's say you click on a certain link of an article, and then you can search it on the web. But we want to do this automatically and evaluate it automatically. So for this project, we went through the following goals: try to research the state-of-the-art models, implement some top context search models, and automate this accordingly. So for this timeline, for the project, we began understanding all the problem, define the heuristics, and try to apply the corresponding models and so on, so that at the end we can merge and explain it. So gonna make my pleasure to introduce you also to Isaac and Tinsae, who is going to support us on presenting the following parts. So before that, just to let you know, we had about 3 main tasks that were web scraping, heuristics, and deploying. Tinsae or Isaac, I think that Tinsae is
I
your
will
turn.
take it. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Mario. Hi, everybody. My name is Tinsae, and I was a collaborator on this project. I will present some of the tasks that we have done. So on the screen that you are seeing is a guideline that is provided by news verifying organizations in order to spot out if a news is fake or not. As you can see, the list is long. I mean, things that you have to check before deciding if some news is fake or not is not an arbitrary task, and it's not also easy to remember. Whenever you see a news, you will have to remember all these tasks, and you have to do them before deciding and believing what the news is saying. So our main task was to automate this whole process, or at least part of it, so that if whenever a user or a news reader sees a news on the website, he will automatically get all these tasks done automatically for him and decide the final output. We can go to the next slide. So in order to do that, we will explain it later, but we built a web extension. That means like a Chrome extension or a Firefox extension that will take information from the news website that we are reading and validate it. In order to do that, we have to extract some information from a news website, like the headline of the article, the main part of the article, the text, the author, the published date, and also if there is a reference on the website to external other news sites. So in order to do that, we have used a Python library called newspaper. But the problem was that that library was made for English news article. So we were supposed to make some changes to that Python library in order to accommodate the Spanish news article, and we have done that. And the link to that library is also shared on the slide. You can get it. And the rest part will be presented by my friend Isaac.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Tinsae. Hi, everyone. So, besides extracting this kind of information from the news articles, the other part that we wanted to explore was the claim detection or stance detection, which is one of the main tasks of fact checking. And we found this research paper that was presented at NACL conference of this year, and it was really useful because it presents like a overview of how you could tackle this kind of tasks, focus on detection of, well, they make this distinction between misinformation and disinformation, which is that misinformation is like unintentional, intentionally giving false information, whether and on the other hand, disinformation is like intentionally giving false information. So I think the focus in this case would be like the disinformation, where you are trying purposefully to give something fake. And well, the claim or stance detection is mainly trying to predict whether the information that the news is giving is supporting, denying, and well, there are many variants, but in this case, the information can support, deny, or can be neutral towards the claim that the author is making. So that's how we presented this task, but we didn't have data in Spanish for this kind of task to train a classification model. So we built a small data set. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thanks. So given that we didn't have a lot of label data, we were able to gather around 90 or 100 examples in total for the 3 labels. So one option that we thought could work well was using a model like SetFit, which is known to work well on the fusion learning domain. It works with the general idea is that you have some document or paragraph embeddings, and you train this model to separate these embeddings from the different classes in the embedding space, and then you train a classification head in this space where the embeddings are already separated from each other, and it's easier for the classification head to make the distinction and make the classification. And it worked kind of well. I don't have the metrics here because at the end we were not able to include this in the pipeline. I will tell you a little bit more about that in the following slides. So if you could go to the next one. So yeah, for implementing all these features that we have been talking about, this is like the overall architecture that we came up with. So it's a Google Chrome extension. So in the at the top you can see the user, which is interacting with the web browser, and in the web browser you can install the Chrome extensions. In this case, our extension it's the fake news validator, and it has only one button, which is called contextualize. So the idea is that when the user clicks on this button, the Chrome extension will send a request to the backend that we have in a fast API, and the fast API endpoint will extract all the information from the news article that we talk about, the author, the publish date, and the idea is that we were going to have like the machine learning or deep learning model to make the stance or claim detection. And another thing that we were able to add is having a database of already reported fake news. Like we have the exact URL of the news article and the label whether it was fake or not. So that when a user sends a URL, we can try to match it to one of our database and see if that has been already reported in the past by some fact checker website. And then, well, finally you return all the result that we found in our databases and in the code, and show it to the user so that the user can have a better idea of whether the news can be fake or not. Can you go to the next one, please? So this is how the result looks right now. So as you can see, after you press the button and it returns the result, you see some of the you can see who were the authors of the article, the published date, and in this case, it says that the URL was not found in one of our already reported fake news. So that's it. And then at the bottom, we also wanted to add some information so that the user can remember what are the things that are important to check in a news to decide whether it's fake or not. And yeah, and well, for the next phase, I think it's mainly integrating this claim detection model with the set fit or other approach that we find useful, and also continue trying to automate the integration of the fake news reported by fact checkers in Spanish, so that we can expand our database and keep it up to date. Next one, please. And yeah, for the deployment, we are using a cloud that is kind of new. It's called Data, and I mean it's useful because it's free. It provides a lot of endpoints that are called micros, which are kind of like very lightweight VMs or virtual machines, and they also provide the storage with NoSQL databases. But when we try to export or deploy the models, for example, the set fit or optimizing the models with a library like Onyx, it was not possible given the limited resources that they can provide for free. So in the next phase, which is the next slide, please. I think the idea would be to use other providers like Google Cloud or AWS, which provide other options that are that give more resources. But well, that comes with a cost, so we will have to check how we can solve that part. But yeah, that's the general idea.
Yeah.
And next one, I think, yeah. I don't know if you want to continue with that part, Maya?
Pretty quickly here. So just going forward with the repository, in case that you would like to check all the code that we developed and so on, you can look at the data, docs, results, and tasks. Mainly at the tasks, you can take a look on what was developed in a certain way according to the tasks that I mentioned it. What were the the heuristics, the plugin, and so on. So feel free to get into that and check it out. It's a public repository. Isaac. So we really appreciate the efforts of everyone of today. Now, before we end today's presentation, we would like to open the space for everyone in case that you would like to ask any questions in the chat. So feel free to make these questions, and we'll love to check it out. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen. In the meanwhile, if we see any other comments, Isaac, do you think that it's possible maybe to show an example of the model or Tinsae?
Like one example, like showing how the Chrome extension works, or
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, sure. Yeah, let me open.
Yeah. So just to let know also for the viewers, this also is a project that is contemplated being in two phases. So this is the phase one where we look at more for research, doing some prototyping and so on, so that we could take into account what could be better well developed for the next phase. The next phase, we are attempting to use more resources. We are looking to see what models will be the best according to this previous with this current phase, so that everything can be pretty well contemplated and so on. Tinsae, would you like to add anything from what I've just mentioned?
Yeah, just to say a few words about the importance of the project. Like as we described in the presentation, the fake news is a really huge issue, especially whenever there is a scenarios like election or pandemic. I mean, at the times where the information necessity is at peak, the spread of fake news is also huge, and we believe that projects like this will help the society at large.
Okay, thank you so much, Tinsae. Oh, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm already sharing my screen. I don't know if you have to make
Okay,
some.
give me a second.
Sure.
There you are.
Okay. Yeah, so just as a very brief example, I think something I didn't mention is that the Chrome extension is working for Spanish uh, news websites. Although we have it all in English, it works for Spanish, but it's just mainly for allowing all the members to work on this, so that they understand what's going on here. So yeah, the idea is that you click on the contextualize button. It sends a request, makes all the processing, and then we show in a more friendly way what we found. There's still some improvements that can be made for sure. But the idea is that here we can show directly who's the author of the article, the publish date, and hopefully in the future what are the false claims that we detected in the article, and whether if the URL has been actually reported in the past. And as I mentioned, try to remember the heuristics that are important to check to verify whether a news is false or not. Like considering the source, like researching the website, making sure it's a legit resource. Like also reading beyond the resources, like going uh, to the links and verifying what the news is claiming, like searching for the author, which is related to what we return here. And yeah, I think that's the main idea. Let me, yeah.
Mario, I think you are muted if you are speaking.
So sorry, I was asking, what would you say? How good is the current proposal of model is? How good is the current proposal model? I mean, in terms of evaluation metrics, how good is this prototype?
You mean the whole pipeline or the claim detection?
The claim detection, and if you can also explain the whole pipeline, that would be amazing too.
Okay, sure. For the claim detection, I think it's still very basic. I think I just explored like for the metrics, just accuracy, but I think it's also important to measure other metrics like the F1 score, recall precision, and so on. But in this case, I think it was more like an exploration of the models that could work well. So we used like a more basic measure. For the performance, I think it was around 50-60% in accuracy. And I think one reason is that we are using right now only the headlines to predict the stance, whether it supports, denies, or it's neutral towards the claim. But I think in the future it would be better to maybe to use all the news, the text from the article, to have a better idea to decide whether it's fake or not, or if it's supporting or denying the information. And for the whole pipeline, I think there are other improvements, like I mentioned. For example, for detecting the authors and I think for the authors mainly, there's some improvement to be done, because the tool that we are using, that Tinsae mentioned about newspaper 3K, I think it's the Python library that we use. It's based on heuristics, so it tries to match some HTML tags that might be candidates for containing the author, but maybe we could use some machine learning approach to automatically detect from these HTML tags all the information, so that we give more precise, a more precise result. So yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Isaac. I think this 40 to 60%, since it was a prototyping, as I mentioned, it is for the phase one. This was contemplated. So definitely for the next phase, this is going to be really, really improved, even with even more resources, and also all the consideration that has been discussed. Isaac, thank you so much for giving your insights. Inside, do you want to add something?
Not much. I mean, I agree what Isaac was saying. I also saw some HTML parser models that have been introduced recently, but the code is not available yet. Maybe we can also incorporate that to extract the information for the next phase of the project.
Oh, absolutely, totally agree, Tinsae. So, for the viewers of our three channels, if you have any for the questions, this is your moment. If not, we're going to finalize. Just in case that you don't know us or anything else, you can look us on LinkedIn as Omdena Mexico chapter, or in Spanish Omdena Capítulo México, even, or also in Facebook. And yeah, just try to locate us, comment us, message us, and we'll be more happy to include us for the next projects. In case that you don't, in case that you don't know also the web page, just look for omdena.com, and then you can locate us as the Mexico chapter. So pretty happy to of being here. Pretty happy of the learning the results, and also for next stage we're going to see how well we can evolve to the next stage. So so far so good. I really believe that it was completed a great work, accomplished work of about several months here. We're looking for even more people to be here for the next phase, so that this could be pretty well developed. This could be from the people to the people, especially LATAM, and also for especially for the Spanish speakers. Also, if this can be contemplated for any other kind of language, English and so on, that could be even pretty well shared. Because at the end of the day, these are open source projects, and we really love to share our knowledge. So thank you so much, everyone. Uh, thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to also work and collaborate with you pretty soon too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you, everyone who was involved in the project. It was a fun experience, and really great learning experience for me. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Take care and see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.